Do you want to take your Model 3 rear bumper off? Cool, so do I. Follow me and we're gonna do it together. Does that work? So to take this off, first thing we're gonna do is remove this weather trim, and then we're gonna get this plastic sheathing off. I do like to pull this weather stripping up about to here. We are going to get behind in here and undo some of these connections to get this plastic piece out. It's really just a simple pop up, and then you're going to see just a couple clips across. To get this electrical connection out, some of them have a red safety tab that you actually have to push back. This one does not. So all we're going to do is push that little tab in and then pull it straight back. Just like that. And then now we're going to remove this bolt and this bolt. So all we need is a little 8mm ratchet or socket, whatever you got. And we're just going to get these guys out. Next thing is we're just going to undo these little plastic bolts right here. Sometimes they can be really stuck. If they are, I do like to put a towel around it and just use a crescent wrench. The point of the towel is just so we don't damage it. To get these guys off, we do want to pull them straight back. If we go sideways, we risk breaking this little clip right here in the light. They're not cheap, so don't break it. We've taken ours out quite a few times, so yours may not be that easy. But all you're looking to do is just get these little plastic guys out of their holes, and it comes right out. So what we're also going to do is we're going to tape around this edge. That's just to protect the actual car paint when we go to pop this guy out, and when we put it back on, we don't want to scratch the finish up. So take your ratchet, and we're going to take out this clip here behind the tail light on both sides. So we've got 3 plastic clips back here we're going to take out. There's one here, one a little bit further back, and then one all the way back here in the back. It's a little hard to get to. And then there's going to be a T25 Torx up in here that we need to remove right here. Once we pop this out, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little metal clip right here. When we go to pop this bumper out, that is going to drop. You're going to need it to replace your bumper back. So to get these little plastic clips out, we're just going to pry underneath in the channel. So a lot of people think that you should just pull this piece out. If you actually kind of leave it just barely hanging out, the best thing to do is actually grab around here. And it comes out a little bit easier. As you pull this piece back, it actually spreads the teeth out even more. So you can actually make it harder for yourself by pulling this out. Whereas if you push it forward, you can generally just tuck it right out. We're gonna take your T25 Torx and we're gonna slip it right in here and just pop this guy out. That's all right. They do like to drop in there if you're not careful, which I wasn't. But when we take the bumper off, we'll be able to get it right back out. So now we're underneath the car. We're gonna use our pry tool. We're gonna pop open this door and this little door right here. There's gonna be 2 more bolts under here. There's gonna be 3 across the back, and then there's gonna be 2 more here connected to your skid plate. The hardest part of this to get it back on is going to be sliding it back into here. If you find getting it into this slot is a bit troublesome for you, we can remove these 3 bolts over here. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and that will just make this a lot more loose for you, and it should be easier to slide it in there. Now we're ready to actually start dropping this bumper off. I like to start with the 2 corners. I'm going to pull those out. And then we're going to work these little top edges. But be careful once we get these top edges, it is going to want to start getting loose and starting to want to come off. But before you get it off and it gets loose, you do need to be careful. Get something underneath if you're by yourself to hold it up. We do have one electrical clip back here that we're going to undo, but once that's off, we're good to go. I like to kind of stick my fingers up in here. I'm going to push my thumbs against and just give a nice good tug. This is the plastic or the metal clips that I was talking about earlier that we need to hold on to. That all. To get these guys off, we're going to kind of torque it up a little bit like that to get these clips undone. So now we're getting close to, like I said, it wanting to come off. So our last kind of clips holding this thing on are here in the center. So what we want to do is kind of support underneath. We're going to pull it up a little bit and kind of pop it backwards. Get my chair.